Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next edition of the Northwoods Football League Power Rankings here for Week 7. Got a bit of change going on, so let's just jump right into it. Bottom 3. Said there was a lot of change, but those 3, no change at all. Raiders, he takes a bad loss, 35-14 against the Bills. Same thing, the Titans takes a bad loss, 27-6 to the Jaguars. And then, last but not least, Bengals get absolutely blown out of the water. Poor Jay Gann, 41-7. Those 3 stay right where they're at. Going up 1, we've got Alex, the Rams. He takes a close loss to Seattle, drops a spot just because we had some movement, as you'll see up there with the Bills. But he drops a spot down to 1-5, along with Titan Killer, who drops 2 spots down to 1-5 after losing huge to the Houston Texans. But yeah, Bills gets his second win on the season. Unfortunately, it's only against a winless team, so didn't feel right to move him up more than just a couple of spots, but moves up anyways, up to 27. And yeah, we'll see what he can do. First win in a few weeks now. So we'll see if that's the spark he needed to get his season moving, or if it's just going to stay pat and maybe he knocks out a couple more wins throughout the year. We will find out. After that, Mr. Lucas Reed, the Packers, he takes yet another loss, drops a couple of spots. Unfortunate for him, it was to a divisional opponent, the Lions. 42-28 loss, not ideal when you're trying to get any sort of momentum, but he's working well on offense. It's just the defense allowing a lot of points. So we'll see if he can turn it around this week against Dusk Shadow and the Minnesota Vikings, myself. Floyd stays right about where he's at. It's not like he had anything crazy happen this week. Lost to the number 1 team in the league. I didn't feel right to drop him drastically, so leaving him right about where he's at. He competed in the whole game, only lost by 12, so it's not like he lost by a huge margin of points. So yeah. Davis gets another loss as well, loses to the Saints, and close game, but just enough to knock him down a spot because, again, Jay Bird up there, he jumped quite a bit on his win. Speaking of that game, it was against Benny and the Cardinals, who actually should be red. He dropped out of the top 18, I believe it was. Either 18 or 20, somewhere in that range. So he should be red right now as well, but he lost a close one, 21-19 against Jaybird and the Chargers. So Jaybird picking up a much needed win here. Still in 3rd in his division, so still gonna have to scratch out a few more wins if he wants to compete for the division, but hey, 1 win closer to being in that spot and competing. Dusk Shadow loses a close one to the number 2 team in the league. Myself lost 42-38 against the 49ers. Again, one of those games just like Floyd where close game, didn't feel right to drop drastically or at all in this case, where I didn't feel that it was right, but staying right where I'm at, we'll see if for me I can turn it around this week against the Packers, a divisional opponent. Would be a big win to go 3-0 in the division going into week 8. Next up, we've got Doughboy. He dropped hard. He was up at 16, but 2 losses in a row. In my opinion, that was enough to drop him down to 20. Both of those wins or losses were technically not him, but still the lack of effort trying to schedule games. And then the results of the games themselves was enough for me to drop him from 16 down to 20. Jacob, another one of those guys, just stays right at where he's at. close loss to the Patriots and Ike, who's 5-1, 21-19 there. So I didn't feel it was right to really drop him when he's competing still and losing close games. Bronco gets, I believe that is his second win in a row against the Titans. Well, not both wins against the Titans, but second win in a row. This one coming against the Titans. Yeah, so great job to him, and he's moving up. Prince Petty, though, on the other hand, moving down. Big loss to Miami, divisional opponent. Not ideal if you're him. 40 points given up, only scored 28. But again, they play each other twice a year. They usually split the series. Jets won first game, Dolphins win this game. Nothing crazy there, but it was enough to drop him out of that 15 spot, especially when you look at Jay, who is now 4-2, and I believe he's coming off of a 2 or 3 game win streak, if I am not wrong. Yeah, he's on a 2-game win streak going into this week, so that was enough to get him to jump up a spot. And I mean, he would have jumped 2 had Tampa Bay and Will not beaten him earlier in the season, but I didn't feel that was enough to justify Jay jumping 2 spots over Will and the Buccaneers. So Jay's going to stay at 16 for now. We'll see what happens after this week. See if he can get a 3rd game in a row. Would be awesome. I'm always Team Jay, but yeah, we'll see what he can make happen this week and where he'll be next week. Then Will, the Foot Messiah, he is on a bit of a tumble now. That, I believe, is his 2nd in a row. 3rd in a row. He has lost 3 in a row now. The Panthers, the Bears, and now the Cowboys. Had to drop him out of the top 10. I don't know what's going on. The defense, it seemed to be, not that it's ever really there with Will. He's not much of a defensive guy. He's offense, put up points, and just outlast your opponent. But it seems that either people are catching on to what he's doing offensively, or he's just letting up more points than normal, and it has cost him 3 games in a row now. We'll see if he can get a bounce back game here against a tough opponent in Denver. T-Cannons, he's never easy to beat, so we'll see if Will can pull off the upset there and get himself back in the positive, get some momentum going. Only 1 game behind in the division. 2 games actually now. 2 games. So he's still fighting. We'll see what he can pull off here going forward. Dustin, Dolphins, again, like we talked about, got the win against the Jets. Petty, that was enough to jump him a few spots as well. He's up to 4-2. Offense is humming. Defense seems to be humming. They're letting up some of the least amount of points in the league, if I remember correctly. If this wants to load for me, load properly, and because technology. Yeah, Dustin, top 5 in points allowed this season. So he's doing something right, getting wins now. Keep doing what you're doing, and you could easily win the division. I think that division's only a 1-game difference, and yeah, Dustin could pull it off. Mighty Martin had the bye week. Thankful for him. He doesn't move anywhere because no game to be played. Lick, the Texans, he moves up a couple spots, gets a win over the Commanders and Titan Killer. Again, bottom tier team. I didn't think it was fair to jump him over the Detroit Lions or anything crazy like that. But 4-2, spot number 12. I think easily he's going to be making another run into the playoffs, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Beeman, the Lions, beats the Packers handedly, divisional win. Still at 3-3, so I didn't feel it was right to bump him up, keep him right about where he's at. He's still the reigning Super Bowl champion, so it's hard to knock him much more than this. But 3-3, coming off of, I believe that is now 2 or 3 in a row for him. Yeah, 2 in a row. Going into Buffalo, I think he should easily win that game against Buffalo, but we'll find out next week and see what happens there. And yeah, on to the top 10. We are starting off with our new 10th member of the top 10, Mr. Quick and Thick. David himself takes the NFC North lead at 4-2, jumps up a couple of spots, leaping over the Lions. I felt it was only fair, even though the Lions had beaten David. It's hard not to put a guy who's leading their division in the top 10, especially when he's been playing as good as he has. As far as the rest of it, not any other movement. Starting from number 1, Sir Book gets another big win, 52 points up on the board, allows 40, so his defense isn't quite there. Not that anybody's defense really is this year, but keeps on moving. 49ers, same thing, 42-38 over the Vikings myself. Another win, keeps him in that top 2 spot. Vols Go had the bye, keeps him in that top 3 spot, and no reason to move him up or down. The Patriots, Jackson, again, another win. This one was a bit closer to the Chiefs, so 21-19, but, still winning games, not making mistakes. It's hard to keep him out of that top 4 spot. T-Cannons, same thing, bye week. He's going to keep trucking. He's always one of the top in the league. He's not going anywhere. Number 5. Number 6, we got Bishop. For him, it was another good win. 41 points up. Unfortunately, it was against the Bengals, who are 0-6, so didn't do enough to justify for me to move him up at all against any of these other teams. But if he can knock out some more wins against more, I don't want to say competent, but, better opponents. If he can keep knocking out wins against them, I could see him easily breaking the top 4, if not the top 3, going into the next couple of weeks. Elias Papa, bye, so he's not going anywhere. Bacon and the Seahawks gets a pretty good win against his division opponent. I mean, it's 40-35. It's a close win, but it's a win. Gets it against the division. Never easy to win against your divisional opponents, especially this league. You never know what's going to happen. And then the Cowboys. I am Grim. He walks into Tampa Bay and beats them. And yeah, not much more to say about him. He's keeping on. Carlos Rodriguez, the rookie quarterback, is balling. He won Player of the Week for Week 6. And yeah, he's just built different, I guess, both in body weight and in statistics. But yeah, no, that is all I've got. Much shorter this time since I'm not introducing every team and what's happened throughout the entire season. But yeah, stay tuned for the next one in a couple of days when we move on to Week 8. Yeah. Like the video, comment what your thoughts are on this power rankings, who's going to move up and down next week, and yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will catch you for some more videos coming soon. Thanks. Bye.